What up? What up, man?
Officers, we will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, you need to disperse and leave the area. Move to the north.
Hello everybody, welcome. This is Nico from Unicorn Riot. We're here live, Brooklyn Center, outside the Brooklyn Center Police Department.
Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you'll be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
Multiple dispersal orders have been given. A large crowd had marched earlier around to the FBI building, very close. Came back here. This is what you see. A lot of people, probably a few hundred. The cops are shooting a lot of munitions. There's a large force of authorities here. At Earl Brown Center, there's a large staging ground where numerous National Guards and other police officers and other police vehicles and law enforcement vehicles are. think we have a tweet about that. Check out our Twitter feed, UR_ninja. Again, thank you all for joining. We're here on the third night of basically an uprising. Police killed Daunte Wright 3 days ago, Sunday, and this is where we are today. Police are shooting a lot of munitions.
You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609-705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, you must leave the area. Disperse to the north.
You can hear the chants of the police officers. I think those are state troopers and conservation officers in the front. They're saying move, move, every step they take, and they push out their batons. And this is the police department right here. People have surrounded it basically non-stop since the beginning of the uprising, which you could say was Sunday. If you're going to call this an uprising, at this point it's a protest, it's prolonged protest, and some people are already calling it an uprising. I don't know what those ones are. I haven't seen those yet. People have the buckets, they just got hit. You see some people getting injured really bad. You see an elder getting brought away.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609-705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, you must leave the area. Media and press, leave the area now.
And once again, they're giving dispersal orders to the media. This has been constant. Hear the chanting from the officers. So these are DNR officers, Department of Natural Resources, so they're conservation officers, as well as state troopers. They've been training together for some years, even going into 2018 and before that. They've been training together as part of the Northern Lights Task Force to handle Line 3 protests. We have a lot of specials on that. Check out our website, unicornriot.ninja. We also have specials on the show, sort of what these formations are, how they got trained to do these formations. So check that out. We have some field, FEMA's Field Force training manuals. Talks about special response teams and these mobile force units.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested.
This is the largest amount of police the crowd has faced, I believe.
Officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50.
There is a curfew for tonight here in Brooklyn Center, but the curfew has not been instated yet. I think it's 10 p.m. Here's another dispersal order for the media that we must, media and press must leave the area. So that's pretty wild. Some water bottles are getting thrown every now and then at the police who are responding with such. Again, this is for Daunte Wright, a 20-year-old who was killed. He was unarmed. Daunte Wright was unarmed and not too far from this area, and he was shot and killed by Kim Potter, who is the head of the union of the police here in Brooklyn Center. Kim Potter had also helped sort of cover up Kobe Heisler's murder just a few years ago here in Brooklyn Center as well. Again, this is Kim Potter we're talking about. She is the murderer of Daunte Wright, and she is the reason why people are out here. She has extra security at her house. There's a fence, there's barricades, and many cops protecting her house. Very nice plush house out in Champlain, I believe. The police are just unloading on these folks. And they're doing nothing. They're standing there with umbrellas. It's a very big threat to the police right now at this point. They have pulled up National Guard trucks onto the apartment building steps, basically, almost up to the steps of the apartment building here. That apartment building and this one over at 6700 have just been getting the brunt of police munitions, tear gas, and just overall occupation of their house from the police forces and authority forces, or law enforcement. So again, National Guard is very active today. You can hear the leaf blower in the background. Here's what the police see, a crowd of people and then a gaggle of press. The crowd has dwindled since all of the munitions have been shot. Really, since the unlawful assembly order was given, a lot of the people had sort of started leaving. Again, Daunte Wright, 20 years old. He was pulled over on expired tabs. He also had an air freshener hanging from his rearview mirror.
Minnesota State Patrol, you are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609.705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing the legal process, which will be an additional crime.
Fuck Will! Fuck Will! Fuck Will! Fuck State Patrol! Fuck Will! Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets?
Again, so Daunte Wright, he was 20 years old. He was on 63rd Ave. He was pulled over for expired tabs. The police ended up trying to take him in on a warrant. The warrant was actually never sent to his house. So that's another side of the story that maybe is not focused on as much, that the warrant was never even sent to his house. The clerk either messed up, either the clerk or somewhere in the courtroom realm. You see the metal part. That's the 40mm marker round, and that's what's been hitting people. There is a foam part of it, as you can see here. The person tried to grab some water for them, and he was met with getting hit with a marker round, as you just saw what a marker round looks like. They also have the spindles. I'm not really sure what the circular grenade joints are called, CS grenades. I'm not really positive if that was one. But we've seen Safariland, Defense Technology, Combined Systems, and I'm sure there's a few other ones that I'm missing. Those are the ones we've seen so far. We've seen HC gas, CS gas, triple chasers, 40mm marker rounds, and a few other munitions that the police are using. A lot of tear gas, CS gas. So again, tear gas is actually banned in warfare. It's a chemical weapon, yet American police are allowed to use it. Quick side story, apart from Daunte Wright, is that okay, during the uprising last year, there was a person who came from Illinois to take part in the uprising. Didn't like George Floyd getting killed. He filmed some of his actions. He ended up getting got on a federal charge of arson. I think he just pled guilty the other day. I'm not sure if it was an arson charge or one of the other federal charges it was. But we did a little report on that, and the reason I bring it up is because inside the courtroom during one of the trial hearings that I attended, as press, there's finally the shields coming. I'm not going to be able to show you all because they're behind. So anyways, they brought an FBI agent inside the courtroom, and he testified that he was the head agent of the FBI here in Minneapolis. He was.
If you continue to obstruct, resist, or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
So he said the head of the FBI's chemical weapons group or management or whatever, he said specifically that there was chemical weapons, or there was like a bomb that was used. A WMD is what it was called. Was there any WMDs during the George Floyd uprising? And the FBI agent said, well, sort of, and it was from the police. And so it's very interesting interchange that I witnessed that we reported on as well. You can check it out on our website. But the reason I bring it up is because he said specifically, the FBI agent in charge of WMDs here in Minneapolis said specifically, or Minnesota, that WMD is tear gas. Tear gas is not allowed, is banned in warfare, but yet the police here can use it. Anyways, it has a ton of health effects that are super negative to your system. They've been using inerts. Yesterday they were shooting inerts. Those are little tiny balls, talcum powder balls, and they smelled like deodorant or baby powder. And they have pepper in them, and they are known to cause cancer. And so the munitions that the police are using on these, what I've seen is 90% peaceful protesters, and you don't even, it doesn't even matter if it's like peaceful or not, but essentially these are folks that are airing their grievances. And right at this point, they're just sitting there saying don't shoot, and they have umbrellas to protect themselves, and they're getting shot with cancer-causing chemical warfare munitions. So it's just one of the simple delicacies of American life, life in the United States of America. So now these youth it's like twins that are up here living, just get to have all of this at their doorstep. And again, this is a response to the police killing 20-year-old Daunte Wright during a traffic stop. Kim Potter moved aside the other officer, said she was grabbing her taser, clearly reached to her strong side, and shot and killed Daunte Wright. He was 20 years old, he was a father. She has not been charged. She resigned today. The police chief resigned. The city manager was fired. The mayor has taken over the police department. So a lot of changes have already happened, but the officer is not charged. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Yeah. You're safe.
Disperse peaceably, you'll be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
What kind of peace officers shoot and blast your area? You're not peace officers, you're violent officers.
Police making more moves. Officers are all the way into the yard. Once again. So they're bringing the cars, doing the sort of the same exact formation as we saw yesterday. So they'll bring the car up. They'll flank the car with, so they're bringing two cars up. They'll separate the cars once they get past this apartment complex. When they, whoa, they just shot the mess out of those folks. Again, this is right in front of the apartment complex. So as I was saying about the cars, they'll bring both of the cars up till they get to about the strip mall area. Then they'll send one of the SWAT trucks into the strip mall area, likely like they did yesterday. We saw numerous SWAT trucks out here. I can't even remember all the specific ones. I think we saw St. Louis Park, Anoka. Anoka had a couple. I think we saw Brooklyn Park. We saw some Eden Prairie police officers. But there's this a huge multi-jurisdictional West Command unit, West Command force.
These racist cops have got to go, hey, hey! These racist cops have got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go!
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609.705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
Hey, you want to talk about it? All right. That's cool. You said you got kids that are crying from it?
Kids, the parents all
Hey man, y'all got smoke all up in the kids, can't even breathe.
Kids up in here, man. Calm down.
Hey, y'all can walk forward without shooting that shit. Stop shooting that shit, there's kids in here.
Up in here, man. Come on, now.
Y'all can walk forward without shooting that shit in front of the
Y'all
kids.
take that shit down.
And it's getting in the house with the doors, with the windows open.
With the windows open because they got kids out up in here.
Stop throwing this shit at them.
Stop throwing shit.
Hey man, hey, y'all can do some peaceful shit, stop that. Back up.
Stop throwing shit.
Watch out,
kid.
watch out, watch out.
It's kids. It's kids in here. It's kids. It's kids. Hey. Hey.
What about the kids, y'all? They fuck the kids.
Hold that up.
What about the
Hold
kids?
that up. It's kids.
These kids ain't got nothing to do with this.
Y'all holler
What
on
about
front of
the
yourself.
kids?
It's kids.
Y'all don't care about the
It's
kids.
kids up in here. Hey, y'all hold this up. It's kids. It's kids up in here. It's kids up in here. It's kids.
These autistic kids, y'all don't give a fuck. I don't think I do your job. Find a different way to crowd control. This is not okay.
Stop shooting the stuff, man, and walk them back.
Walk them back.
Walk them back. You ain't got to shoot the stuff. Walk
Too
them back.
much. It's
Walk them
too
back.
much. Y'all have to. This is why my kids are scared of y'all. They're scared. They don't understand what the fuck is going on. Figure it out.
It's a little argument now. The man is mad now. He's blaming the protesters at this point. He did start, blaming the police. That definitely stopped the police shooting over here, that's for sure.
Interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. You need to leave the area. Be abreast, leave the area now.
The line's still here with the umbrellas. I don't want to be in your shot, man. Yeah, again, there's tons of children in this apartment complex that we're standing right behind. And the police have been using tons of munitions out here.
Oh shit!
Still a few hundred people out here.
obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, leave the area. Media and press, leave the area.
You gonna leave?
The fucking world. What we deal with in Minnesota? We deal with a lot of bullshit. Racism. How many more black folks is that gonna keep killing, man? How many more black folks? How many more kids that ain't gonna have no fathers? Huh? We still ain't done with Georgia.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You're in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609.705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
We own this fucking streets. We're not going nowhere.
You must leave
We
the
need
area.
justice. We need
Media
justice
and
to be
press,
served.
leave the
We
area.
need media to stay here and show everything that's going on. We're not fucking leaving. I want y'all to stay here and show everything that's going on to the fucking world. Because this is pure racism. We got people over here who've been working for 20, 30 years, and they're all fucking racist. We're gonna abolish the fucking police department. We need to change our fucking laws. Our senators, our representatives, our city council, our mayor, our governor. We need changes. We need fucking changes, man. We need changes. We ain't going nowhere. And I want them to shoot. I want them to shoot while I'm here. Shoot! I want y'all to shoot.
Like they're gonna come get them. They're running up. God, motherfucker shot me. Fuck you, man. Shot me right in the leg. Yep, I'm good. He knew he was aiming at too. He knew that. Fucking shooter. Sorry about my language, everybody. There's nothing but press up here. He knew he was shooting at. They're making a bunch of arrests back there.
Come on, man. You gonna block our camera view too? You still standing here, right?
Who are you talking to, man? You fuck out of here, man.
Trust me, man. You don't want it.
Okay, cool. I'm right here, though.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse
That's one of their
you will be arrested.
munitions,
if you
I
continue
think.
to obstruct, resist, and
It's
or
now
interfere
underneath
with
the
police
car.
officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
Oh no, there's a smoke bomb.
Media,
Some
leave
kind of
the
firecracker or
area
something?
now. Media and press, leave the area now.
Yeah, they don't want you to film this.
Most of the protesters have moved back. They've moved the cars up. They're gonna make another move probably soon. But they really got a lot of protesters right there. They snatched at least, I'd say at least 20. They're still making a bunch of arrests behind the line. Again, apologies for the language. So again, people are chanting, say his name, Daunte Wright. All of the windows in the strip mall are boarded up. Yesterday when the police were making this move right about here, the Dollar Tree got lit up on fire. It did not burn up, obviously. Really good sprinkler systems. The police force is very deep behind this first line. You hear the crowd saying, "We'll be back." Seems like a lot of them are sort of leaving. Sort of quiet now after they snatched a lot of the group that was lagging behind as the police made their run for it. Again, there's probably at least a dozen arrests happening right now. They might just be detainments, or they might be trying to get them with riot charges for participating in a unlawful assembly with the umbrella. They are giving riot charges for other folks involved in a New Year's Eve demo.
Violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, disperse now. Disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area.
Pretty much all that's left is press. There's at least 2-3 dozen press up here on the front line. A lot of them are leaving. So again, real quick, we'll go back over what's happened in these last couple of days. Sunday afternoon, about 2 p.m., Kim Potter, well, 2 officers, or police, I should say, Brooklyn Center Police, pulled over Daunte Wright while he was with his girlfriend. They just went to the car wash, from my understanding, something like that. And Daunte was told to get out of the car. He got out of the car. One of the officers was trying to arrest him. Daunte tried to get back in the car, or he did get back in the car while it was happening. Kim Potter, 26-year vet, head of the police union in Brooklyn Center, and a training officer, supposedly accidentally discharged her weapon into Daunte's chest or stomach, killing him. She said it was an accidental discharge based on the fact that she thought, or well, based on the premise of her thinking that what she was pulling was a taser. I've read that people have worked with this person in the past, Kim Potter, and they sort of know her as an avid racist. And so they do not believe, the people who know her, well, the one person that I've read who knows her specifically does not believe that it's an accident. Just feel like it was on purpose. Anyway, a lot of the community also feels the same. And so Kim Potter, she was named yesterday, last night. We'll go back to Sunday at 2 p.m. Police killed Daunte. They left his body out for about 6 hours. Many people gathered.
This is the
2
Minnesota
police
State
cars
Patrol.
were sort of smashed up a little bit.
Of Minnesota State Statute
They shot
609-705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
So
Media, leave the area. Media and press, leave the area now.
So they left Daunte's body out on the street. Well, he was shot while he was in his car. His car rolled away up to the next block by 63rd and Catherine. From 63rd and Catherine, I think he got out of the car. They pulled him out of the car and tried to resuscitate him, possibly, and I think he passed away right on the corner of 63rd and Catherine. Right now on 63rd and Catherine is a black fist that was created by the artist who created the first black fist at GFS, George Floyd Square. So Sunday, when people went a little smashy on the first 2 cars while the police were still doing their investigation, the BCA is investigating it, Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, and it's on Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman at this point to charge the officer. People are saying that the officer is going to be charged Wednesday. That's yet to be known. You can see the name of Isaac Aiden written on the wall over here. Isaac Aiden was killed by South Suburban Police. So back to the Daunte Wright. Daunte was left out in the street, as I said, for about 6 hours or 5 hours or something like that. After picking up his body and clearing the crime scene, the police left. People then moved to the police station, where the police shot a lot of munitions at people. The second night was the same thing. During the daytime, a lot of people continued to gather. There was a lot of different gatherings, different sort of protests and vigils at both the site where Daunte was murdered, as well as at the police station. Brooklyn Center canceled school for all the kids. So unfortunately, a bunch of the youth that were super excited to get back in school, have some social life again, were actually told to stay back home. And this is, again, because the police killed somebody, a 20-year-old. So the whole community has now faced a lot of consequence from Kim Potter's actions. We'll see if Kim Potter faces consequence from her actions. But right now, from what I know, is she's getting heavily protected at her home in a plush suburb.
Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
I think I just said
Media
that.
and press, leave the area. Media and press need to leave the area. Disperse to the north.
I just said that it's on Hennepin County Mike Freeman to press charges on Kim Potter. I think that's wrong. I think it's Washington County is now the ones who are sort of in charge of charging Kim Potter. So Kim Potter, again, is a training officer, the head of the Brooklyn Center Police Union. She's the president of the Brooklyn Center Police Union. And she's a training officer. And she supposedly made the life-taking mistake of pulling a gun instead of a taser. People are out here because of that. Not because they want to be, not because it's cold and they're like, yeah, I want to spend some time outside in the cold. No, because 20-year-old Daunte Wright was killed by police. This is a gentleman who was also sitting there before the police rushed first. On the last rush. Ooh. So again, those are the... I'm not really sure what they're called, but they shoot them in the sky. They shot them in the sky at this apartment building for the last 2 nights numerous times. Like over and over and over and over and over again.
We could be using these resources for something better than this bullshit. Imagine that. They just changed that law not too long ago in the state of Minnesota, so they can build our shit back. Why you want
People are screaming from another apartment building across the street from inside their apartment at the police. Again, this is the police response to a community traumatized by the police actions. The police have just reacted with more and more violence and more aggression and more repression. And again, as we're talking about Kim Potter, she is being heavily protected, as I mentioned, in her plush suburb of Champlin. She has barricades and fences and around-the-clock police now protecting her house. She was placed on administrative leave. So there's just people like looking through the fence every now and then. They might do some things and the police are reacting to that. So again, Kim Potter.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, you need to leave the area. Media and press, leave the area and disperse.
The things that they shoot are like flashbangs that explode in the sky. In a way, they're just like diversion devices. Not the ones that they were shooting earlier, though, yesterday and the day before. Those were specific diversion devices in like a little aluminum type of cylinder. I'm scared that this gentleman is going to get nabbed up very soon. It's most likely going to happen, but we'll see. Hopefully not. Police made a lot of arrests the last couple of nights. There was 40 arrests yesterday. From the protest itself, from the curfew.
All the folks that want that thing, so what's the fucking time, man? We ain't going nowhere. Too many of us. Too many of us. Too many. We got a First Amendment right. You know what? You know what? Like God gave us our right to fucking live. And y'all took that away from Daunte. Our right to fucking live. That's not an American right. That's a human right. That's a fucking human right y'all took away from. And I don't care. Y'all can arrest me, man, but I guarantee you, tomorrow, they're going to be black presidents. They're going to be everybody up in this motherfucking street. I can guarantee you that.
This is one of the sheriff's SWAT squads, probably in Anoka County, I'm not sure.
To protest, not to be violent. To protest. All the fucking senators, all that shit like that. Don't come to our fucking neighborhoods every 2, 4, 6 years to ask for a fucking votes. Like that's when we only fucking matter. We only fucking matter when you're asking for a fucking vote. But we don't matter when we actually breathe. I can't fucking breathe. Y'all keep fucking on my neck. I can't breathe. But y'all don't hear that shit. But when we said we're not voting Democrat, we're not voting Republican, we're not voting for none of y'all. Guess what? Y'all waste all y'all fucking millions and millions of dollars to go into black neighborhoods to fight for black votes, black and Latino votes. But y'all yet come back to our same neighborhoods, terrorize us and kill us. Yeah, man, I'm talking to you. I'm having a conversation with you. You know why? Because there's a mother out there who lost her fucking son. And I hope this resignation, y'all hope you do it. I hope you do it. Because you gotta talk to the motherfucking commission. You gotta talk to somebody. Some changes have to be made. There's no way a police officer can kill somebody. And they don't face no consequences at all. Come on, man. Even if Daunte was white, we'll still be out here. Because y'all not right for that shit, man. Y'all not okay for that. Come on, man. Y'all bring all the big ass guns and shit like we violent, bro. Like we violent. Am I violent? I got my phone in my pocket. And a water bottle. I'm violent. They're gonna put your fucking knee on my neck. For how fucking long? We done with that shit, man. Do y'all know the city of Brooklyn Center was founded by a fucking KKK member? Y'all know that shit? The city of Brooklyn Center was founded.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
What he was saying is,
Media and press, you are directed to leave the area. Media and press, leave the area now.
Brooklyn Center was founded by KK member Earl Brown. There it goes.
We are executing. Peaceful in protest, and this is how you treat us.
Shooting more rounds. Sorry I can't zoom in much. We have some camera issues. Flip the screen upside down, so it's very hard to control what exactly you all see, so I'm trying to keep just a wide screen. Apologies for that. Because if you can imagine, everything is upside down for me on the screen. So we'll get that fixed for tomorrow. Either way. This is Nico from Unicorn Riot. We're here live on Humboldt Ave, 60, I think Humboldt Avenue, yes. Very close to the police station. The police have moved up about half a block, pushed a lot of the protesters back. It's about the same exact formation as they did yesterday, where they're gonna push people back to the gas stations, fortify and secure the area. That's what they called it. They make arrests along the way. They've been clear to say that media are not exempt from this unlawful assembly. Yesterday they detained 2 media members, at least. I was one of them for a very brief moment. Louis Tran was another. Again, it's not about media, this is about people seeking justice for Daunte Wright. Daunte Wright was murdered again, as I keep mentioning, Sunday. That's why people are out here. Seeking police accountability. Residents were leaving, saying fuck you to the police. Okay, so now the National Guard truck is in the parking lot of where, or like in the grass area, the front lobby area almost, of where that gentleman was saying, yo, we have kids here, and the lady. All of them, you know, not just 1 or 2 people. A bunch of people came out saying that they had kids there, and that's how the authorities care about that. They're like, oh, you don't want us here? Well, we're gonna drive on your lawn.
Justice! Now!
Hey, folks.
How many people in there, for real?
So again, the case is now on Washington County to charge the officer Kim Potter.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
When you shot Daunte Wright,
Media and press, you need to leave the area. Media and press, disperse and leave the area.
Honestly, bro, fuck you. Hey, fuck Hollywood, bro. Move on! Y'all unlawful behavior! Y'all unlawful motherfuckers, bro. Move on! We need you out! Move on! Yeah. Hey, man, get out of here. Hey, not a KKK history. How do I feel? What the fuck, bro? Gonna use them with gas shit, bro. Let's just leave it.
You hear the chant ACAB, all cops are bastards. There's still about a few dozen folks that are off in the distance. The police have just cleared up to this area where there's this second apartment building off of the one building that's after their police station. So their police station is back there behind that house looking thing. It might be a house, might be apartment, I don't know. The police have secured all of that area back in the behind that, as well as they're securing all of this area that you see. So if you can see those lights in the distance, those are tons of other authorities' lights that are sitting on the street on the other side of Humboldt. You can see downtown in the distance, the little purple glazing off.
Kimberly racist!
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, you need to leave the area. Media, leave the area now.
Media can stay where they want! These are our streets! Stay back, oh. Oh, you the media? Oh, never mind. I'm Hey! Well, y'all want to use the fucking force?
Again, this is the third night. This is the third night of protests against police killing of Daunte Wright.
You are turning against us.
They've now pulled up. They've now pulled up two possibly state trooper vehicles. The one on the left is a state trooper. I'm not sure what the other one is. So we're sort of in the similar territory as we were yesterday, where there's just a lot of police forces that are going to make their way, either make their way up this way, or I'm guessing this Lorenz bus service is with the police, but hard to tell. I'm pretty positive, obviously, if they're like driving that close. So what people should be aware of is possible another kettle. In a way, we heard them say on there, looks like one person got out on the scanner yesterday. They might just be putting all the officers back into this car. They've pretty much dispersed a lot of the bus. I mean, no, they're just gonna make a way for it. Well, I shouldn't say no, because this was probably their bus. So we might not see the police go all the way to Pump and Munch. We'll see. Pump and Munch and Clark gas station are right behind us. It's unclear. With the police force that they have behind them, I would be surprised if they wouldn't actually. But at the same time, they've been stopped here for quite a long time. You see a lot of movement around the sides and the back areas. I don't know if you can see the little vests moving around. There's
Takes on the lawn right there.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol.
Bevy
You're in violation of Minnesota State
of
Statute
authorities cars.
609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. Media and press, disperse to the north. Do it now.
Can't get the media out here, bro. The media's there right here. They can't show all of it. Black lives, stay out of here. Black lives, stay out of here. Black lives, stay out of here. Fuck 12. 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 Daunte Wright! 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 Fuck 12! Hey, boys! Every day, we can hear how you get the soft people for it. Every day, somebody like this for it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I don't know if you saw that. Because I wanted to go up on the roof, but we got cars and other bouncing about.
This is the Minnesota
All on
State
that side?
Patrol.
What about back behind?
Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful
Okay,
assembly.
wow.
If you do not cease your unlawful
Gentleman
behavior
just said
and disperse peacefully, you will
there's
be arrested.
National Guard
If you continue to
like
obstruct,
back there,
resist,
back
and/or
there,
interfere
and
with
back
peace
there.
officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50.
If you go to our Twitter
obstructing
feed,
legal
you-
process, which will be an additional crime.
So used to just talking over those.
Press and media, disperse to the north. Press and media, disperse to the north.
I keep reminding myself to be quiet. Let him say it. So, the amount of police is just immaculate. National Guard, sheriffs, police forces, West Central Command. If you go to our Twitter feed, you are _ninja. You will catch more details, or like more media, I should say. And some of that media, I think we have a clip up that shows some of the staging area that the police had. First of all, I think we have a clip up that shows about a 20 National Guard vehicles drive by near the FBI headquarters a little earlier this evening where a protest was going, and then also the staging ground at Earl Brown Center. Again, Earl Brown, as the person we saw that was arrested, that was speaking to the police, he specifically was saying the Brooklyn Center was founded by a KKK member, and I don't have a lot of that history knowledge of Brooklyn Center, but that's what I keep hearing. So check it out, do your research. Earl Brown, KKK. From my understanding, is a lot of these housing units and some other places here are also just named after different other KKK members. And in general, a lot of places, obviously, in Minnesota and throughout the United States are named after genocideers or very, very avid racists, as many of these cities and streets and schools. Hence the movement to change the names. You know, obviously with the change, the mascot sort of led by the indigenous folks here in this country, getting mascot names to be changed. Also, people have been focused on changing like Lake Calhoun or Ramsey School. Those have been two pretty big name changes here in the local area. And again, it's just getting out the racist past, like tearing down the statues in a way. So the front line has now gotten more people, like more people have come up to this line.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north.
Go nowhere. Y'all can stay here.
I need to check something real quick. Damn. Fucking legs, they got me good, man.
Get it back. Fuck 12! Fuck 12! Fuck 12! Fuck 12! I'm not gonna
Thanks, folks. You are running the back end. Just check the modems are all good. I'm not sure if we're having data connection issues. Apologies. All the equipment says it's working fine.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area, disperse to the north.
What if I don't know where the north is?
It's a really chilly night here in Brooklyn Center. Snow is coming down. So at least, I think I said, real feel 30 degrees, a little bit less, maybe 25. Snow is not sticking. So I think it's about 34 degrees Fahrenheit, but with the real feel and the wind, it's below 30, below freezing.
Don't get close, they're gonna take you too. A bunch of goddamn people. They're gonna take you too, bro. Daunte Wright! 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 What's his name? Daunte Wright! Say his name! 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 Daunte Wright! FQ! FQ!
Scary motherfuckers. Now I got the audacity to stand behind this bitch talking about it was an accident. And y'all know goddamn well, y'all know the difference between the Glock and the fucking taser. Y'all know the difference between the Glock and the fucking taser? All y'all should be a fucking saying to y'allself. Standing here trying to stand up for this bitch. Lock that bitch up. Take that bitch to jail. We want justice. And when do we want it?
Now!
What do we want? Now! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. We're in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609.705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, disperse to the north. Leave the area now. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north.
Hands up! 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 Hands up!
Cars in the parking lot are honking in solidarity with the protest.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Hands up! Hands up! Don't shoot! 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 Hands up! Don't shoot!
Y'all don't get no peace!
If we don't get no justice,
Y'all don't get no peace!
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace!
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace!
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace!
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace!
There's the
if we
snow.
don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace!
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace!
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace!
The snow and the remnants
They don't get no peace!
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace!
what's his name?
Daunte Wright!
some of the remnants of a lot of munitions that were spent here
Daunte
in
Wright!
Brooklyn Center.
Daunte
They're now
Wright!
bringing another
Daunte Wright!
truck-looking vehicle up to the front line.
Daunte Wright! Daunte Wright!
What's his name?
Daunte Wright!
What's his name?
Daunte Wright!
What's his name?
In violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing the legal process, which will be an additional crime.
Please! You are the only ones that left here!
Leave the area.
Killing
To
us!
the north.
Stop killing us!
Leave the area and disperse to the
You are
north.
traumatizing your community! Oh wait! This isn't your community! That's the fucking problem! You go home! Go back to Woodbury! Go back to Burnsville! This is not your community! That's why you kill us! What are you afraid of? My skin scares you? My power scares you? Go back home then! Get a desk job! Shit, something! We're tired of our loved ones not coming home! The same way your family would! Do you have compassion? Do you have humanity? Does our black skin scare you that bad? That's a goddamn shame.
Yo, where the fuck is CNN? Where's CNN? I can't find CNN. Where's CNN?
If we don't get no justice, you don't get no sleep. If we don't get no justice, you don't get no sleep. If we don't get no justice, you don't get no sleep.
Hey, everyone here brave as fuck, bro. I'm proud of everyone that came over there.
Yeah, I was over there too.
I will.
Hey, all y'all brave as fuck, bro. All the media, no matter all the shit people give y'all brave, bro. Y'all brave as people. Y'all come on the front line recording this shit. I give y'all respect.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area now and disperse to the north.
They again are asking to disperse
What up? So again, if you're just joining, this is Nico from Unicorn Riot. Thank you, rest of the squad that's doing the back end. People have been out here for the third night in a row, 3 days in a row since Daunte Wright was killed. He was 20-year-old, killed by police. Kim Potter, Brooklyn Center Police Department, 26-year veteran, as well as training officer and head of the police union. She played a part in sort of covering up Kobe Heisler's murder in 2019. He was murdered by Brooklyn Center Police in his grandma's house after they called for help for him. Kim Potter says she didn't try to kill him. She thought she was grabbing her taser. She has not been charged. She has resigned. The police chief has resigned. The city manager was fired. And the mayor has taken over the police forces. Yet, Kim Potter is protected in her house in Champlin, Minnesota. Very, very plush neighborhood and house. She has barricades around it and a fence or fencing around her house and police as security guards. So she's very, very comfortable sitting in her house and possibly set up to get her pension with resigning. We'll see if charges will happen. Charges are on Washington County to give the charges.
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609.705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing the legal process, which will be an additional crime.
So they're about to give the media the announcement.
Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north.
Sure, yeah. Appreciate it, bro. Hey, this nice fella just gave me a $12.
The crowd has grown. shouldn't say grown. The crowd has gotten more than it had a little bit ago.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Prosecute the police! 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 No justice! No peace! Prosecute the police!
They might be going around.
Always have a plan. Get your buddy and always have a plan. Do not fret. We stay peaceful. If we don't get no justice, if we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. Y'all didn't see them up there. They don't get no peace.
Right
If we
there.
don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. Doesn't feel good to be a murderer and not go to jail. I want to know what that's like. Will your co-worker get 25 years? Or life? That's all you bitches. Fight the police. Back 12. All day, every day. Pussy. Coward. Representative Police Department has been murderers. You killed my brother 10 years ago. Guess what his name was? Daunte Wright. Does that ring a bell for anybody? You killed my brother 10 years ago. I will be out here every night.
You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609-709.
Stop killing us.
Obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
If you go to unicornriot.ninja and you go to our front page,
Leave the area and disperse to the north.
if you scroll down on the front page, you'll see a family is against police violence. Yeah, I saw them. Yep. Thank you. Yep. Families searching for police accountability is an article.
Leave the area now. Disperse to the north.
Click into the article. On the bottom of the article is a video called "Killed by Police," and one of the stories, I believe, is Daunte Wright. Hey, would you want to talk about Daunte Wright? Yeah. I'm live. Is that okay? Yeah. You don't have to. You can do it later. But I'm also live, just to warn you. We don't have to do it now. We can do it later. Okay, yeah. Sending you my love, though. I remember you. Yeah.
Center Police Department, would you like me to list off a name of people you killed in the last 10 years? Justice for Kobe Heiser! Justice for Daunte Wright! Justice for Daunte Wright! Yes, those are two separate killings. Those are two separate murders. 10 years apart.
same police department, same 20-year-old little boy. Do you feel good? Do you feel powerful? Travis Jordan, justice for Travis Jordan! Justice for Bryson Jordan! Justice for Isaac Aiden! Justice for Justin Target! Justice for Tamir Wright! Justice for Jamar Clark! Justice for George Floyd! We are tired! Aren't you tired of seeing us? We're tired of being murdered! Stop murdering us! You bleed just like I do, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait!
So they have National Guards on the sides out here. Try to get you another view of one of them. Again, apologies for the inability for me to zoom in very well. The screen is upside down for me. We're gonna get that fixed tomorrow. Thank you all for joining. This is Nico from Unicorn Riot. Thank you on the back end. We are a non-profit 501c3 organization dedicated to bringing context to social and environmental struggles. We're here live in Brooklyn Center.
Unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, leave the area. Disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area. Disperse to the north.
This is likely a kettle situation soon. Since the police have not moved up very much down this block, it's a wonder what exactly they have staged back here. We see officers or National Guardsmen on the left side of these houses, and so do not know where the staging ground is for the police at this moment. But people are talking about staying.
They don't get no justice!
They don't get no peace!
If we don't get no justice!
Staying awake for
They
it.
don't get no peace!
If we don't get no justice!
They don't get no peace!
If we don't get no justice!
They don't get no peace!
If we don't get no justice!
They don't get no peace!
If we don't get no justice!
They don't get no peace!
If we don't get no justice!
They don't get no peace!
If we don't get no justice!
They don't get no peace!
What do we want? When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
They're gonna push between 40. They always do shit under that.
Stay alert. Stay together. Stay tight. We do this every night. Stay together. Stay tight. We do this every night. Stay together. Stay tight.
Police are running. People built a fire right here. Police are arresting press, it looks like. Or pushing them down at least. Now they're pulling people out of cars. So we'll see how far, if the police start their line right here or what. Should be safe right here, but there's still more sheriff cars, so I'm not sure. A lot of arrests. Oops, I'm sorry. A very large police force just came to the other side, as we're sort of expecting. Everybody sort of expected it. People were talking about it. Didn't seem like they had a watcher on the side that was like relaying any information. saying that it was about to happen, but people were pretty prepared. Apologies for not getting the best shots getting out of there. All those dispersal orders for press, I'm sure that I would have been arrested at this point, and I was trying to continue to document, although we did miss a lot of the documentation of some of those arrests happening. But they're walking this press in person out, so maybe I would have been okay.
They're just saying you're supposed to be following dispersal orders. I said, I'm doing my job as press. I'm covering the story. And he said, well, that doesn't, if you're stuck in with protesters, you're going to be targeted. You could be arrested. I said, hey, I'm doing my job. I'm being out here on the front lines. Then he just, I said, well, you got to leave now. Next time you'll be arrested. So did what I had to do. So we're good.
Holy shit.
Hey, what's up?
Good to hear. Good to see you.
You too. So yeah, you heard a media man just say he was able to get out. The police allowed him to get out. Now they have a line here. It's very cold out here again. It's like you gotta wear gloves type weather. So again, what you just witnessed was a bunch of, it was a rush, sort of a forced kettle rush. Dang, I could have stayed in there too. Looks like they're walking a couple other people out. I apologize. Anyways, it is what it is. We got out of it. We could have been in it and then gotten out, but hey.
We'll probably get walked out. Was it walking some people there? Hopefully.
Looks like they maybe let another couple folks out here. Looks like media people as well. So the troopers had held their line for a long time. They waited for backup to arrive to both sides, flank the area, push in. For some reason, they allowed the opening for a lot of people to get out. I don't know if it was on purpose, but a lot of people were able to escape the kettle, even in their cars. But there's also those cars that were not able to escape. Yesterday we saw that there was 40 arrests officially, they said. A lot of the people got cited and released. Cited for unlawful assembly or curfew violation. Very loud noise from this new Horizon building. I'm not sure why. I don't think anybody broke into it. Again, very large police force.
Smashing the cars?
Huh?
Please say yes. You got footages from them smashing the cars over there?
Nah. They were smashing the cars?
Yeah.
Like breaking the windows to get people out or what? police were smashing cars, or authorities were smashing some of the car windows to get people out. Try to go get you another view. Oh, we'll see what's going on with these guys. Looks like they're gonna push this crowd further.
Come here.
It's nothing but media over here, pretty much.
Right, they're moving, so I'm starting to move.
Yeah.
Here comes National Guard with shields. Up here is about 25 press members. I don't think any protesters are left over here. Could be though. Again, we're here live in Brooklyn Center. This is Nico from Unicorn Riot. Unicorn Riot is a 501c3 educational nonprofit organization. We do more than just live stream. We do investigations, documentaries, trial coverage of the Chauvin trial, as well as a lot of other things. Check us out on the internet, unicornriot.ninja. Check out our Twitter feed, _ninja, Facebook and YouTube. Looks like they might be walking in. No, those are other National Guard members. Again, Kim Potter is, Kim Potter is a police officer who killed Daunte Wright. She was a 26-year vet. She had been a police officer longer than Daunte Wright had been alive. There's National Guardsmen in this truck. the third day of protest for Daunte Wright. Again, Kim Powder, as I was saying, she's a 26-year vet of the Brooklyn Center Police Department, and she's also a training officer. She is the officer that... Okay. Nice. Hold on one second. All right. Yeah, it's just press. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me get this back focused. There we go. All this happened. Now the screen flips and now I can see what I'm doing. It's a whole new world now. So here in the back distance area is a bunch of police and other authorities figures, and they have buses. Looks like they might continue to hold their line here, but this officer in the middle is walking and talking to every single person. So he's giving them some kind of order. I'm not positive what the order is at this point. The officers are, that is with the person with the flashlight right there, that is a shooter. I call him a shooter because he has a gun with 40mm marker rounds and other such less lethal, quote unquote, munitions that the police have been shooting out here in Brooklyn Center. I think it might be time for curfew at this point. It might be 10 o'clock. Nope, it's 11 o'clock. That's where I just heard the curfew signal. I think one of the Neighborhood Reporter has two folks. The gentleman from Neighborhood Reporter was, I think, detained for a while, or had to been split up from the other partner of Neighborhood Reporter. But I think they're getting back together, hopefully in a minute, after being departed from the mad police rush that happened. And we're sort of just at this point of nothingness, where we sort of were before the police ran at everybody. The crowd had sort of matriculated a little bit deeper when the police hadn't made their move, or the troopers hadn't made their move. And so what you saw just about 10-15 minutes ago was the police making their move, along with the coordination of other officers moving on this block, 69th, I believe.
There's no purpose. Yeah, we sat for half a second.
The guardsmen that were over here on their mission to go forward up the block have just been standing there. There's nothing really to do. This is very much overkill, if you ask me. There was a very low amount of people, a lot of press. There's probably about 30 more people that have matriculated during the time that the police hadn't made their further moves. And then they kettled everybody. They did allow some to get out. I think that's National Guard. It's hard to tell from my vantage point. You can probably see better on your TV screen. If it is, I believe it's that, could be that 34th Infantry. I'm really not sure. Sometimes state troopers have the state trooper SWAT have camouflage uniforms. And other Anoka County, or Anoka SWAT, and some of the other ones have those types of camo uniforms, so sometimes hard to tell if they're National Guard or if they're other officers. So again, if you're just joining us, this was a protest for Daunte Wright. So they're moving the barricade up to this line. It's filled with officers. Only 3 on each side, maybe 2 on the side and 1 on the back. It looked like it didn't fill them. They didn't fill all the sidebars with them. But they've now pretty much heavily fortified this corner. Then they're just going to secure it for a few hours, is my guess, and then they'll release the area back to the residents who live here. There was not a lot going on tonight. There was small projectiles thrown at officers and some other people who were ready to defend themselves with umbrellas and shields, because the police continue to use a lot of munitions. But there was a lot of police action tonight. Quite a few arrests. This is only one corner. There's also 3 or 4 other corners that the police are at, I believe. Just so much officers. If you go to our Twitter handle, _ninja, you'll probably see some video that shows one of their staging areas at Earl Brown Center. Again, Earl Brown was a KKK member. He's basically the founder of this city. Sundown towns aren't only in the South. Minnesota's got a very racist past. And you can see it embodied in its police institutions who have just killed Daunte Wright. A lot of people say that Kim Potter, who killed him, who was a training officer of 26 years on the force, did not act in a mistake fashion. That the actions taken by Kim Potter that killed Daunte Wright should be charged with murder. And Kim Potter was also part of the cover-up after Kobe Heisler was killed by Brooklyn Center police in 2019, I believe. We spoke to Kobe's mother and heard from also other family members of his numerous times here in the last couple of years. If you type in Kobe Heisler, HeislerKobe was his first name, and Unicorn Riot into Google, you can find some of our articles and videos where we heard from his mother and other family members. And then also just do your research into him. Autistic, killed by police during a mental health crisis or a mental health call, and they were actually called and told not to come. They chose to come anyway, and they killed him. Daunte Wright was pulled over on a traffic violation. Kim Potter, a 26-year vet, trainer, said she thought she was pulling the taser on him, shot him and killed him. 20 years old. People have come out to protest. They've been met with a lot of violence by the police. There's been some projectiles that has been thrown at the police in the past. Not in the past, a lot in the last few days, excuse me, in response. Got distracted by the gentleman who walked up and just got shown the light right away and just walked back. So we're here on 69th Avenue. This is the scene off 69th Ave. I'm not sure direction which way we are at this point, but the police station is in front of us to the left, about 3-4 blocks. Sort of a strip mall on the left side. Police station on the right. 66 or 67th in Humboldt. Right now we're on 69th. So yeah, 3 blocks. So you can go to our website for more on also the training that these folks receive. Those folks on the front are police officers. What we saw on that first line was conservation officers, DNR, Department of Natural Resources, as well as state troopers. The other funny thing about the DNR, I believe, so you can go to our website as well, check a story out that Sam Richards, a contributor, did on munitions that were bought and brought, I think, by a DNR plane, if I can remember right, during one of the heights, second or third day of, maybe the third or fourth day of the George Floyd uprising. Here in Minneapolis, the police ran out of munitions and they needed to order more, and the DNR allowed them to use their plane to drive to fly to Wyoming, Casper, Wyoming, or something like that, to where they could get more munitions, and they came back with so much. Sam Richards was able to discover that in FOIA requests, Freedom of Information Act, records requests, that we are all allowed to file. Right now we know that this is, I think, the West Central Command structure, I think is what it's called. Part of Operation Safety Net, which the police created in the aftermath of George Floyd. And they created it because they really lost all control of the metro area, from my understanding. That's why, one of the reasons why they created it. And that, and to protect their corporate interests and their private interests and property, because you can see by the way that they police these protests and whatnot, they do not talk to the community. They shoot at the community, and then they protect their property. So in this case, they shoot at the community, and the community is seeking justice for Daunte Wright, or grieving for Daunte Wright, and also traumatized by another police murder that now everybody saw on video, because they did release a video. But the point is, sorry, I just got totally distracted by the police light flashing and some of the people that were in the periphery. So, back to the point. Can't remember what it exactly was, but we will go back to talking about the Field Force training manuals. The Field Force training manuals are available on our website, unicornriot.ninja, and they have a lot of information as to how these folks get trained. We were talking about the Line 3 training a minute ago, or Line 3. DNR and the state troopers combined for Operation Northern Lights Task Force, or something. Excuse me, it was the Northern Lights Task Force. They all trained together along with northern Minnesota counties, sheriff departments and whatnot. They trained together to combat the resistance to Line 3 pipeline, which is a tar sands oil pipeline that's getting put through northern Minnesota sort of as we speak. Construction sort of on hold for I think another 2 months because of the seasons change and it's not right for them to work underground or whatnot. There's a delayed period. So the reason why I bring that up is because, again, we were able to find out information from FOIA requests of Operation Northern Lights, or of the Northern Lights Task Force. We've had a lot of extensive coverage on Line 3 resistance as well. Go to our website, you can check that out. You can check it out on the front page if you go down a little bit and go to Line 3 resistance. That's sort of a landing page for a lot of the articles. Again, it's related in the sense that the police interaction with the community, as we were talking about with Daunte Wright, after he got murdered, the police's interaction with the community was to meet with them with violence and to not talk to them, sort of as we were talking about as well with the George Floyd uprising. After the George Floyd uprising started, within the first week, the police started to create this new plan, or within, very recent time after the George Floyd uprising started, the police created Operation Safety Net. I think it's in its third or fourth phase. Yeah, third phase, excuse me. I think there's 4 phases. The 4th phase is them leaving. So the 3rd phase is exercising maximum, I could be wrong. I'm talking about this on the fly without doing the quick research real quick. But this is from off my head, and I think this is right. I think there was 4 phases of Operation Safety Net. The 4th phase is them leaving. The 3rd phase is probably what they've just activated very recently, I think yesterday or day before. And that they were supposedly going to activate 3rd phase, which is a huge police force. It's showing a huge police force when the verdict of the when the verdict of the Derek Chauvin trial is going to be announced. And so basically we're now in the third phase where it's a very large police presence. Right now they're focused out here in Brooklyn Center. They're all across sort of the West Metro and Minneapolis. St. Paul was hit with a curfew. I think they have other police forces as well out in St. Paul. From my understanding, there was going to be 1,000 to 3,000 National Guard that were sent into the cities to be stationed in front of government installations and other corporate institutions. We saw them on our way in various spots. They were on Lake Street, 31st, by TCF Bank, protecting that. I'm not really sure if they were protecting it or what, but it seems like they're just like put in locations where they can protect businesses at this point. Yesterday or day before, they were uptown, protecting a lot of businesses uptown, or I shouldn't say protecting, but sitting in front of the businesses. And so it looks like they're stationed, the National Guard has been stationed to protect the private interests of the corporations. And so that's basically what it is. Some folks, locals getting pictures. Sorry, bro. Forgot my light was on. Some locals getting pictures.
Why'd they do it, man?
Why'd they kill him? You want to talk? I'm live right now.
Hey, man, we out here, man. We just wonder.
You filmed?
Yeah. And we just wonder why they do it. I'm just curious, man, why they do it. It don't make no damn sense. What is it fun for them, man? We just curious why they do it. Why y'all do it?
That's real though. Fuck 12, man. They bogus as hell.
Man, fuck 12. They killed my cousin, man. Fuck that fat ass nigga. Fuck that little short ass nigga. Fuck all these niggas. Fuck National Guard. On phone them.
Why'd they do it?
Right. It's not even just why do they do it. It's why do they keep getting away with the shit. This shit keep up. Why they keep doing this shit, and they keep on thinking that it's all cool, and it's not cool at all. Like, what they're doing, they need to be held accountable. Shut the fuck up. Each and every person needs, this is real shit, though. Each and every person need to be held accountable. All of you guys, y'all know this shit is wrong. If y'all stand for this, fuck y'all. Some of y'all, not all of y'all's like that, but for the ones that is, fuck y'all.
Thank you.
What do you say?
A small crew of folks just took off as the police moved forward. Very menacing looking officers standing there with their guns. Good. Well, glad we were able to hear from the local folks right there real quick. They actually didn't run away. They just ran a little bit. So, again, as the police were clearing this area, they took a lot of cars because a lot of the people were trying to leave in their cars. The police actually smashed out windows of cars. I did not see that. I heard it. I do not know verification if that happened, but it sounds like something that would happen based on past experience of police interactions during these times of protest. And now you see Cardinal tow truck two of them have pulled up to get some of the cars that were where people were arrested from or detained from. And so Cardinal's working with I don't know if they're working with, but they're here to pick up the vehicles. quick recap. If you're just joining, this is Nico from Unicorn Riot. Thank you, Chris, for running the back end, and for other folks in UR for helping out, Dan and other folks. We do have continuing ongoing Chauvin trial coverage that happens in the morning, 8 or 9 a.m. every single day. Continue to follow that. Continue to follow our work at unicornriot.ninja, Twitter, UR_ninja, Facebook, YouTube, and Vimeo, as well as Instagram, unicorn.riot. We will be continuing to try to bring you the happenings here in Minneapolis area, as well as others across the globe. Check out our website for a new report from Brazil. And we'll have some other new reports about Daunte Wright and the situation, the ongoing situation here in Brooklyn Center area upcoming. So continue to follow our work. We're going to take the stream down. This is Nico from Unicorn Riot. Again, thank you, Chris. Thank you, all of you all, for continuing to share our work, donating to us, because that's the only way we are able to operate. We are a 501c3 educational nonprofit. One second. Take the mic out of my ear. We are educational nonprofit, 501c3 educational media nonprofit, and what we do is we try to bring context to social and environmental struggles. We have a lot of investigations, documentaries, articles, videos, live streams, and the whatnot. Check out our website. We do also have one of the largest databases of white supremacist organizers' chats from Charlottesville and beyond. Again, we're trying to bring context to a lot of these issues when it comes to also police killings and police brutality, and police accountability. So continue to follow our work. We are also, as I said, showcasing the Chauvin trial and the community reaction from that, as well as continuing to provide coverage from the surroundings after George Floyd has been killed, which is coming up on a year. George Floyd Square continues to stand, and people continue to gather there and to use it as a healing space and a sacred space. And we heard earlier, was it today or yesterday? Yesterday from Mylisha, who's a mainstay over at George Floyd Square after the vigil for Daunte Wright. Everybody's out here for Daunte Wright. He was a 20-year-old killed by police. Kim Potter, she was a 26-year vet for the Brooklyn Center Police Department. She is the head of the police union. She has also helped to cover up Kobe Heisler's murder here in Brooklyn Center. You also heard from a family member of Daunte Wright, who is also almost the exact same name, killed 10 years ago by the Brooklyn Center Police. Here today, you heard that. You heard from her talking while the police were about to make their moves. What you saw on this stream was unlawful assemblies being called at the police department in Brooklyn Center, where people had stood together to protest for justice for Daunte Wright and against the police killing by Kim Potter. The police called unlawful assemblies, used chemical munitions and other 40mm marker rounds and whatnot. They actually shot me. One second. With the 40mm marker round, it is not about me, but it is about the way that the police are interacting with the community. So again, thank you for tuning in to allow us to bring you what the police are doing and allow us to bring you voices from the community. The last thing, the police rushed everybody. They had an operation where they also had these other officers that you sort of see in the distance and in the peripheries on the right side and the straight up to the left. They came up on 69th, tried to kettle everybody. A lot of people got away, and
I want you to run.
you want to say anything? Yeah? Tell me if you're comfortable. You can do it on video or off. You want just audio or video too?
Oh, that's all you, man. I'm good.
I think about it. I think about it.
Okay. I'm going down in a minute. I was just doing my outro. I'll film you afterwards. Okay, so yeah, again, continue to follow our work. What you saw at the end was the police just rush in. The state troopers pull down, go down 69th, go up 69th. Excuse me, go up Humboldt to 69th, and these officers come down 69th to Humboldt. Seems like the police officers are using Earl Brown Center as a staging ground for the West Central Command. We will see how long this continues to last. It looks like the police forces are going to be beef as this for the next few days at least, and possibly into the verdict of this Derek Chauvin trial, which is possibly looking at next week. So we're Tuesday night here in Minneapolis or in Brooklyn Center. This was Nico reporting for you live. Thank you, Chris, for running the back, and thank you all for being out there. As I was talking about with the nonprofit status, we have that status 501c3, and so that allows all of you to donate tax deductibly. So if you have financial privilege and you like our work and you don't want to just share our work and you want to actually contribute, you can contribute tax deductibly. So again, thank you all for tuning in. We're going to take a stream down and continue to document out here and throughout the city. Check out our Twitter feed, UR_Ninja, for possibly more updates through the night. Have a good night, you all.